Hello and welcome to In Conversation. Our guest today is Reema Sathe, the founder of Happy Roots, a company that is working to empower small farmers and rural women in Maharashtra and Manipur. She has created livelihood opportunities for them, helped them increase their incomes and become micro-entrepreneurs in their own right. She is now focusing on financial inclusion with the objective of helping small farmers and rural women get loans from banks so that they can set up their own micro enterprises. Here's her story. Rural women manufacturing biscuits and crackers in a factory in Sangamner in Maharashtra's Ahmednagar district. These local women are from marginal families and were trained in manufacturing value-added food products by Happy Roots, a Pune-based social enterprise and private limited company. The training helped these rural women develop their livelihoods and significantly enhance their incomes. Happy Roots is led by Reema Sathe, a social entrepreneur who has been working with thousands of rural women and smallholding farmers in Maharashtra and Manipur since 2016. Happy Roots tied up with smallholding farmers for production of nutritious indigenous food grains, provided training to rural women in food processing, and provided market linkages to rural communities to enable them to sell their products within India and abroad. But during the COVID-19 pandemic, Happy Roots reinvented itself. While continuing to help smallholding farmers export their products, Happy Roots is now focusing its energies on financial inclusion of rural communities. Happy Roots aims to help farmers and rural women get access to formal credit at affordable rates so that they can set up their own micro-enterprises and become entrepreneurs in their own right. In the last 2 years, Happy Roots has facilitated loan distribution of over $2.8 million across Manipur and Maharashtra. In 2017, Reema Sathe was honoured with the Nari Shakti Puraskar by the Government of India for her contribution towards empowerment of women. Happy Roots has also won global recognition. It featured in case studies by United Nations and the World Bank as one of the most innovative businesses in India that helped improve the livelihoods of rural women. Happy Roots has an extensive network of rural women self-help groups, farmer-producer organizations and microcredit societies across Maharashtra and Manipur, and is leveraging its network and the power of financial technology to make rural communities economically self-reliant. Welcome Reema to Doordarshan.
Hi Munmun, thank you for having me here today.
The pleasure is ours. There are many people who are working to support farmers and communities, but quitting a high-paying job and giving up a secure life is definitely not an easy choice. How did you end up doing it?
I think Munmun, what happens is that sometimes in your life, you reach at a point where you rethink everything that you have been doing, and what do you want to do, going further. I keep joking around with my friends that I think I hit midlife crisis very early in my life, and I was doing a job in Bombay working for a multinational firm, and one day I just woke up and realized that is this what I want to do for say the next 5 or 10 years of my life? And I think that was the day when I decided that I wanted to do something different. I always had this thing in my mind that I want to work on the ground with the communities. And I think somewhere the year 2014 was the year where, I found my sense of direction and purpose in my life. So I think that just happened, and one thing led to another, starting from a visit to Gujarat, meeting some tribal farmers from Gujarat, volunteering with an organization called BIOF. And I think the whole experience sort of, gave me the sense of happiness that, I was kind of really looking for. And I think once you find your purpose, your sense of direction, and you feel that, come whatever may, when you get up from your sleep every morning, you'll feel happy about what you're doing. I think that's when you actually take the leap and not worry about the consequences. So I think that's what happened to me in 2014.
Well, there is a lot of difference between thinking about it and actually doing it. What was the journey like?
I wouldn't say that it was a bed of roses. Happy Roots has seen many bad days, many good days as well. I think the biggest challenge that we faced when we started off working on the ground with farmers was to, build a sense of trust with the community. I was, a girl from Bombay who was visiting these villages and, sort of telling people that, I want to work with you and see that, if I can help you make profitable incomes. And I think it was difficult for me to convince people that, I'm not going to leave them halfway and I will be with them through the journey and, see the light at the end of the tunnel. And of course, when you run a business, even though we are a social enterprise, we have all the aspects of being a commercial business. Because we always wanted to be self-sustaining. So whether it's in terms of finances, in terms of resources, in terms of, working out the relationships with the communities that we are working with. I think there were a lot of difficulties that we sort of, went through during our journey. But I think, we sort of overcame that. I think it's because, as a team, we had the passion to sort of really make a difference in people's lives. So, I think that's how, it kind of really gave us the faith when things got tougher for us to keep going on and, keep doing the work that we really believed in.
So amid the challenges, did you have any second thoughts ever?
I think a lot of times. So I think there was this one instance very recently, I think to 2018, 2019, when I looked at my bank account and, there was just like 3,000 rupees left in my bank account. And, I think that just came as, sometimes things just hit really hard. And, that's what happened. And I was thinking that, is this really such a good idea that, I left a job, a really high paying job and the comforts of being in a secure job and doing something of which, I had no idea that where we would lead forward. So I think that's something that I remember very distinctly. But yeah, I think a lot of instances when, I second guessed the leap of faith, but I think I never second guessed the belief I had that, if we continue doing this, we can actually see difference in people's lives. So I think the faith was never questioned, just the, just the, what would you call, the insanity about leaving everything and, doing something like this is something that I've questioned a few times. Yes.
So yours was a life-changing decision and it had its own set of risks. Did you get support from your family and friends for it?
Absolutely. I think, when you are on a long journey like this, where, you're not talking about 3 years, 5 years, you're talking about 10, 20 years down the line. Because, that's the amount of time which it takes to truly change the future of a community. I think right from my parents to my husband to my friends, everybody has been very supportive in this journey. Of course, my mom, being a mother, initially had super doubts about what I was doing. And, she was like, are you sure this is what you want to do? You are an MBA, you're doing this excellent job. Why do you want to leave everything? And I think, when I received the Nari Shakti Award and, I took my mother to the Rashtrapati Bhavan, I think that's when, her perception truly changed. And that's where she sort of realized that the impact of what I'm doing, the scale of it. And I think after that, she never sort of really questioned what I was doing. So yes, absolutely. I don't think I would have achieved whatever I have without my team, without the faith of my communities and my family. So, yeah.
So before we get into the story of what Happy Roots does, tell us the story around the name Happy Roots. How did you select the name?
I think we sort of never really brainstormed about it. I think one day, me and one of my early team members, we were just sitting across the table. And, we said that, the roots of our work are the farmers and the women, because that's the community that we are working with. And we want them to be happy. We want them to be economically empowered. We want them to be financially empowered. And somewhere, Happy Roots was sort of kind of resonated with what we were discussing, in the sense that, we're working towards making our communities more happier and stronger. And also in terms of, if you look at farmers, They are the foundations of our country. They are the people who actually toil and grow food for us. And no country can run empty belly. So I always feel that farmers are the roots and the foundation of a country, and we're working towards achieving dignified livelihoods and income opportunities for them. And I think that's why Happy Roots sort of came in as a name that that sort of lived with us. Yeah.
And for those watching your story for the first time, coming to know about the work of Happy Roots, tell us, what exactly does Happy Roots do to help farmers and rural women?
So Happy Roots for the last 6-7 years has been working towards connecting farmers to international and domestic agricultural markets. When I say agricultural markets, we work with corporates, retail chains, export houses, and that's what we have been building. The idea was that, how we can remove the n number of middlemen that we have in the agriculture supply chain today, and how we can connect our farmers directly to the buyers, whether they are in India or abroad. That's what we do. In the first 4 or 5 years of our life cycle, we also work towards value addition of agriculture produce. So we created a lot of healthy snack foods, which was manufactured by rural women cooperatives based out of Maharashtra. Post-pandemic, we have sort of reinvented ourselves. The focus of the business has been modified, and we are right now working towards greater financial inclusion of smallholding farmers and rural women at the moment.
So with the host of initiatives that you have undertaken, how many farmers and rural women have you reached out to?
So right now we have an outreach of over 30,000 farmers and women, primarily across 2 states in India, which is Maharashtra and Manipur. Apart from that, we have a smaller footprint in Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and we have been also looking at expanding in Jharkhand and Bihar.
How important was self-reliance of farmers and rural women that Happy Roots was working with?
Absolutely the topmost priority of the organization. Right from the beginning, the vision of the organization was that, the women and the farmers should be self-reliant in whatever work that we are doing, whether it's in terms of financial inclusion or agriculture supply chains, and even the assets which are built during our work should be 100% owned and managed by the women and the farmers. For this, initially, we also invested in a lot of training and scaling of the communities that we were working with, whether it was about, food processing, it was about best hygiene practices, whether it was about running the best micro enterprise, on your own, or whether it was about packaging your produce in the right way so that they're ready for exports. So I think there was a lot of technical and soft skilling that Happy Roots got involved into while we work with the communities. Even when, now when we are directing towards financial inclusion, making the farmers and the women aware about what they are getting into. We also call it debt counseling. It's sort of a financial training that we impart to the women and the farmers that we work with. And also about the digital literacy trainings in terms of how to, something as simple as how to operate WhatsApp for business, or how to operate Facebook for business, or how to kind of really present yourself or sell your business on, say, online or offline platforms. So there are a lot of these sort of skill building and training programs that we do conduct for the communities that we work with, and is an inherent and essential part of our work.
And share with us some stories of transformation that Happy Roots could bring about in the lives of farmers and rural women.
I think there's this one particular story which is very close to my heart, of this beautiful woman, Anita, from Sangamner, Maharashtra. So Anita, before became a part of our manufacturing unit in Sangamner, was a daily wage farm laborer, used to earn 150 rupees a day. And this was seasonal, when the opportunity was available, she used to work on the farms. Otherwise, she had to look for smaller job opportunities like stitching, etc. After she joined our factory unit as a junior baker, she got trained into in terms of how to make premium bakery food products. She started getting a monthly salary of 10,000 rupees. And before this, she did not have a home. She did not have any mode of transportation, and her younger son, who was 14 at that time, used to work part time in a village dispensary, and never got the opportunity to attend school regularly. And after not just the income increment, but just the most beautiful part was that she was able to build a house for herself. She took out a loan, bought a bicycle, and she used to come to work every day to the factory on that bicycle. And she was able to send her son back to school, and he didn't have to work at the local village dispensary anymore. So I think, there's also an African proverb which says that, if you educate or train a woman, you train a generation and not just an individual. I think this story truly resonates, this proverb. And that's why it is the most closest to my heart. And something from Manipur, which recently happened, during the pandemic, when the agriculture supply chains were broken. I mean, imagine even the largest of export houses were really struggling to, keep their business afloat. Imagine the situation of smaller farmers that, they were not able to even get the produce from their farms to the mandis. Amidst all of that, for the first time ever in the farming history of over 500 women tribal farmers from Manipur, we exported black rice, which is an indigenous variety of rice from Ukhrul district. We sent it to Moscow. For me personally, I feel extremely thrilled about the success story. And this is what we achieved in 2020 in the middle of the pandemic. So yeah, these two stories, kind of really make me feel kicked about, working towards my vision and the company vision every day.
That's a remarkable impact. And how did you manage to export agricultural commodities amid the pandemic when many big exporters were struggling to export their consignments?
So I think, Munmun, what happens is that, the agriculture supply chains in India are very difficult. Just because of, the lack of the correct infrastructure, whether it's in terms of warehousing or logistics, and the sheer size of the country. We're such a huge country with so many geographical differences, so many the infrastructure differences, that it becomes very difficult for smallholding farmers to actually get out of their farms and even dream about something as big as exports. I think because of our work, we have managed to form some excellent partnerships. And Ishka Farms, which is based in Tamil Nadu, is one of our export partners. That kind of, we work together with them. They had the strength of logistics, and we had the strength of sourcing. So we kind of combined these forces together, and that's how we were able to manage to send the consignment to Moscow. So I think partnerships, the right sort of partnerships, and sheer hard work. I think even during the pandemic, when we were not able to go on the field and be able to process the entire order physically, I think the work that we have done, the trainings that we have imparted to the farmers in the last 6-7 years, I think now we've reached at a point where we were able to manage everything remotely, and the farmers were able to seamlessly process the order. And it took some time. It took about 3 to 4 months, but the consignment was able to get delivered to Moscow. So yeah.
Like you said, Happy Roots has reinvented itself. It is focusing now on financial inclusion. Tell us more about the objective that this initiative of Happy Roots is trying to achieve.
So, somewhere during the pandemic, we, when we transitioned from the manufacturing business, we actually handed it over to our partner Women's Cooperative in Sangamner, Maharashtra. Because we realized that the women were now 100% self-reliant to manage the business on their own. We started to relook at, the problem statement that we were trying to address, and we wanted to do something which not just only empowers 3,000 rural women in Maharashtra, but maybe empower more than 1 million women across the country in reaching their entrepreneurial goals. I think that was the time when we moved towards financial inclusion, because this was one of the problems that our women used to share with us, when we were working on the supply chains. That they want to, for example, set up a piggery, but the only loan that they can access right now is 10,000 rupees, whereas to even set up a piggery, they need 30,000 rupees. And there are no banks who are ready to give the amount to them because either they don't have the right amount of assets, the house is not in their name, the farm is not in their name. And in that case, that's the biggest hindrance that they face in terms of becoming truly independent and becoming an entrepreneur in their own right. And initially we didn't really think about it because supply chain was the whole and sole focus of the business. But when we were rethinking our business strategy and the vision that we wanted to work towards, we realized that this is something that we wanted to work on. And this was also the time when my co-founder Rishikesh joined hands in the business. And he comes from a technology, artificial intelligence background. And he loves data. And agriculture basically is nothing but huge amount of data that needs to be refined and standardized. So we started re-looking at the problem that we were trying to address, and that's how the rebirth or the reinvention of Happy Roots really happened. So right now what we're looking at is that how we can help women and farmers across India get access to formal credit without any mortgage. So this is what we are working on right now.
Happy Roots is 5 years old now, and in the 5 years, you have helped farmers and rural women with skills, credit, and income generation. What is it that you would like to achieve when Happy Roots turns, say, 10 years old?
The larger vision is that we reach about 1 million borrowers in the next 3 to 5 years. So that's the vision right now, and expand the presence not just in India, but in other South Asian countries as well. So that's what we're aiming for right now.
So more power to you, your team of farmers and rural women that you are partnering with. Thank you so much, Reema, for having joined us.
Thank you, Munmun. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. It was lovely talking to you.